Hi everybody, what's happening? It's Richard here. Welcome to another awkwardly angled one-take review right here on channel 23. Ha ha ha. Exciting stuff. And this review is a part of a double feature weekend. Woo! Double feature weekend! This is exciting. Woo! And this is actually video 2 of the double feature weekend. If you didn't see video 1, which was yesterday, and I talked about Doctor Who's return episode. I'll put a link down below so you can check it out. Tell me what you think. And if you like this video, you'll probably like that because they're kind of the same as far as shots and stuff go. And today's video, I'm going to review the Season 3 premiere episode of Game of Thrones. Oh, it's exciting. Game of Thrones, it's back on TV, and it's exciting. But before I get into that, a couple of things I want to mention. First off, happy Easter. Hopefully you had a good one. If you had a bad one, I'm sorry. No one wants bad holiday any way, shape, or form. And second thing I want to mention is I have a announcement of sorts at the very end of this video, so stay tuned for that. So, Game of Thrones, it's back on television, and it's exciting stuff. Season 2 definitely left a bit of a cliffhanger in that season finale with that awesome-looking White Walker creature. And after that, everybody was excited to see what Season 3 had to offer. And this first episode was definitely pretty cool. It was a regular episode, essentially, of Game of Thrones. But a regular episode of Game of Thrones is still pretty awesome. And, I mean, we're seeing, like, the aftermath of, like, you know, the Blackwater battle, and we're seeing what some of our favorite characters have been up to and what they're still doing, and everybody's still trying to get to the Iron Throne and claim it and whatnot. You know, that's essentially what most of the episodes are of Game of Thrones, because there's so many characters and there's so many plot threads, so they gotta tackle as much as possible in an episode. And they do it pretty successfully. Most shows that, you know, try to, you know, tell stories from all their different characters' point of views, can get a bit convoluted, get a bit annoying, and maybe kind of leave some characters in the dust, but they actually do a pretty good job with Game of Thrones, so, you know, 2 thumbs up for that. I will say one notable thing about this episode is, at least from my standpoint, this episode seemed like it was the most fantastical episode of Game of Thrones to date. Like, this episode had the most fantasy type stuff happen in it. You know, like am I wrong in saying that? Because, I mean, in previous episodes, I mean, there's been fantasy stuff that's happened in previous episodes, and with, like, dragons and, you know, like, warlocks and whatnot. But this one, like, had, like, 3 or 4 different fantasy, you know, kind of moments, and it was pretty interesting. And that's kind of something I've noticed with the show in general, is that, you know, the more the story is told, the more fantasy is revealed, essentially. Ooh, sorry, I talked a lot there. Need kind of a break. Okay, moving on. But other than that, I mean, this episode was definitely like a very, you know, it was a regular episode, but it was still an engaging episode. Loved all the characters, and we actually met a new character at the beginning of the episode, the king of the Kingdom Beyond the Wall, who is played by an actor I've been seeing a lot all over the place. I can't remember his name, but he's been in a bunch of stuff recently, and he's a good actor. One part that was really weird I will talk about, just because it was really weird and it kind of caught me off guard, but I got the point of it. It's still weird, though. There's this scene when Khaleesi was going into this kingdom to try to buy this army so that she can take over the Iron Throne, and in trying to sell how fearless and emotionless and ruthless these soldiers are, the seller went over to one of the soldiers and cut off his nipple. Only on an HBO show, I guess. It was pretty awkward. I mean, if someone tried to cut my nipple off, I don't care how emotionless I am. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, back off, man." Whoa, that's a bit weird. Like, I definitely sat there and was like, it's weird. Anyways, no. At the end of the day, this was definitely a great episode of Game of Thrones. As usual, I'm glad to have the show back. I missed all these characters. It's been such a long time, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So in the comment section below, what did you guys think of the return episode of Game of Thrones? And also, what is your favorite fantasy Like, what is your favorite fantasy in any medium? Like fantasy books, fantasy movies, comics, anything like that? Tell me in the comments because I am curious. If I had to try to think of my favorite fantasy anything, it's kind of hard. I mean, I like a lot of different fantasy things, but so I'll get back to you on that one. But if I think of it, I'll mention it. So, anyways, yes, that's the video. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. But before you go, again, I have an announcement. By the end of April, hopefully, you will be seeing a short film right here on Channel 23. Ha ha ha. That's right. I'm making another one, another short film. It's a school project, but but I'm treating it as more than that. You know, I'm going to enter it in festivals and stuff. And I wanted to show it to you guys. I'm really excited about it. It's called Disbelief. It's kind of a film noir, fantasy, satire, comedy-esque kind of thing. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited to start filming it. I got my actors, and they just said yes to me, which is really exciting. And they're all really cool, so I can't wait for you guys to see them. And yeah, so that's my announcement. Another short film, and it's called Disbelief. Wait for it. Hopefully by the end of April, it should be pretty awesome. So anyways, as usual, don't forget to like this video, follow Carter and I on Facebook, Twitter, directorscutradio.com, and Tumblr. Links are all down below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Favorite the video if you want to. And I'll see you guys next time with a brand new video, and I'll try to make more. I really will. Thank you for enjoying and coming along with me on this double feature weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.